Hello and welcome to DFS Coach Talk. Today is Saturday, June the 11th, 2022. I am Joe Sarvati, affectionately known as Coach, and I am joined by the one and only Josh Crash Davis. Crash, what is the word on this beautiful Saturday? How are you?
I'm doing well, Coach. Doing well. Enjoyed watching the NBA Finals Game 4 last night. It was a lot of fun. And you made a nice call with your JD Martinez call. He hit a home run. I know not a lot of people were on that play, so that was a nice little call.
It was a nice little late homer. Not the best slate for me last night, though, but
Yeah.
had some guys sneaking in there in a few spots, but I appreciate that. But yeah, it was we knew this was going to be a competitive finals in the NBA, and we're 2-2, so
Yep.
a lot of fun there. And then the big thing for me is this golf sweat this weekend.
Yeah.
It's sort of intense, man.
Yeah. I got all your weekend golf lineups in, so hopefully we'll do something there.
Yeah, you finally got them in. Usually you miss the lock. So I'm pumped.
I know.
Well, I went with a lot of the same guys that got me to this, top of the charts here for the full tournament. So
Yeah.
I'll be watching these guys. I'm going to get out my Rory McIlroy fan club shirt, and I don't actually have one.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's going to be fun in golf. Big sweat. We're up top there, and then we've got the NBA is not back till Monday, so got a couple of days this weekend to focus on basketball, and we'll fire up some NASCAR and a lot of stuff here at Coach Talk, and then of course baseball and golf. So one thing too, if you want to join us, I mean, this is perfect time. Jump in dfscoachtalk.com. Can sign up right there if you want to just test us out. We've got a 3-day pass for $10. You can't beat it. Sign up. You'll be right into our Discord. In our Discord, we're following throughout the day all the news, information, player changes, lineup changes, weather. We're on top of it. And then also, when we do provide lineups, you're getting a core group for DraftKings or a coach's clipboard, which gives you a highlighted group with several other players to choose from, and full lineups on FanDuel and Yahoo. You don't get those very many places. So we've been hot this past 6 weeks, and we want to keep it going. So come and join us there. Prizepicks is the presenting sponsor of this podcast. So if you go to Prizepicks and you haven't deposited before, this gives you an opportunity for 100 free bucks. Just sign up with the promo code CoachTalk, all one word, and they will match you dollar for dollar all the way up to $100 on that first deposit. All right, sir. We've got a multitude, like we do normally on Saturday, of slates. DraftKings Fanduel, Yahoo, like I say, with Prizepicks in there. There's a 2 o'clock slate. There's a 4 o'clock main slate. There's dribbling of games at 7, and then there's a late after hours at 10. So pick your poison, I guess. For our members, we'll be providing the big slate, which is the main one at 4, which is different. And for that early 3-game slate at 2. And then we'll probably have some surprise bonus lineups for this evening. So we'll start out with that. But when we're going over this breakout today, Crash, just wherever our guys land, because our listeners are probably, some are going to play early, some are going to play late. So we'll just cover the whole board here.
Yeah.
So let's start off with your pay up pitcher, sir. What do you got?
I'm going to go with Zach Wheeler. He's 10-5 on FanDuel, 10-1 on DraftKings. He has a quality start in 6 of his last 7 starts. The one start where he didn't get a quality start was at LA against the Dodgers. So that's very understandable.
Yeah.
He's going up against Arizona. They've struck out at the 2nd highest rate, and they've scored the 6th fewest runs per game. So he's going to be my top pay-up option. Another top pay-up option for me would be Kevin Gossman. I know he's been struggling a little bit lately. He's gone without a quality start in 3 of his last 4, but he is going up against Detroit, and we know they strike out a lot and they don't score a lot of runs. They're the worst offense in baseball. So I like Gossman here to bounce back after he's had a few, struggling in a few starts. So Gossman and then Wheeler would probably be the cash type option for me.
Definitely. Well, it's interesting for me. It's definitely Kevin Gossman is my play. And, it's funny because the last outing is when I had my fit.
Yeah.
If you remember the last time Gossman pitched,
right.
For some reason, his guys couldn't see the ball. And they dropped 2 balls in the first inning. He got all discombobulated. So, that was just, I'm not even counting that as a negative start at all.
Yeah.
I mean, he only lasted 3 2/3 and gave up 3 earned. But again, it was all jacked up. They were losing the ball in the sun. It was a fiasco. And Minnesota's a decent contact hitting team. Detroit seems to be the wonderland for big scores against them for fantasy guys. I mean, if you look, almost every good pitcher that's pitched against Detroit has done well. And Gossman is awesome, man. People say he hasn't had quality starts. Well, that White Sox start, he still had 27 FanDuel points. And then the game before against St. Louis, who everybody's afraid of, he had 52 in 8 strikeouts. I mean, he's got a plethora of those games, Tampa Bay, Cleveland, Houston, where he's over 40 fantasy points.
Yeah.
I'm a big Gossman believer. And if you're just looking at the stats today, there'll be a lot of people that say, well, he's a little off his game. And there's so many great options, which there are. There are a ton of great pitchers today. But I hope that he goes a little under-owned. And
yeah, I hope so too.
I'm not afraid. He's the top price guy on all 3 sites, 10.3, 10.6, and 51 on Yahoo. So 100% lock and load for me for Gossman. I think he bounces right back against the Detroit team that has been wonderful for opposing fantasy pitchers. So I'm all over Gossman, man.
Yeah. Yeah, DFS is kind of like what they tell quarterbacks. You got to have a short memory, So
exactly.
You can't be afraid to go back to them.
If those guys don't have sunglasses on today, I'm going to be throwing some more F-bombs out there in chat.
Yeah. So it probably won't be as near as sunny today in Detroit. So I think they'll be right.
All right, who do you have for value, my man?
For my value pick, I'm going to go with Pleezak. He's 8,100 on FanDuel, 6,500 only on DraftKings. He's going up against Oakland. They've scored the second fewest runs per game at only 3.2. They've struck out at the 6th highest rate. And in his last start, Pleezak pitched 6 innings. He only allowed 2 runs, and he struck out 8 for 46 fantasy points on FanDuel and 26.5 on DraftKings. So I like the value there, especially on DraftKings at only 6,500 for Pleezak against a strikeout-heavy team in Oakland, and a team that doesn't score a lot of runs either.
Well, ditto. I don't even have to repeat myself. Massive amount of games today. We both come up with the same 2-4 pitcher with a 4.72 ERA as our value guy. That's hilarious. But I really like him. Oakland's struggling. Their lineup is shaky. And Pleezak definitely can rack some strikeouts up. So easy SP2. We'll both be on the same page today.
Yeah.
Very good. I did want to mention some other pitchers that I'm high on today that'll make lineups. And again, they'll be in late ones, early ones. Who knows? They're all over the board. But other than Gossman, who I'm on all over the place, I do, and Pleezak being my value. I do like Wheeler as well. He's in a terrific spot.
Right.
He strikes out everybody. Mackenzie Gore, man. Have you watched him pitch?
Yeah, he struck out the Brewers like a million times. I don't remember how many times it was, but it seemed like
he's in that 15. Late 10-10 game against the AAA Colorado Rockies. So Mackenzie Gore 4-1 with a 150, striking out everybody. Is a great late night play. And you know what? I know he's a popular pick a lot, but Framber Valdez is just a machine. I mean, 6-2, 261. He gets to go against Miami. So that's what I mean. There's the good pitchers are in great spots. So you can't go wrong with any of those guys. So it might be a day to play a few multiple lineups. Like I usually ride or die with one, but I may go 2 or 3 just because I want to sprinkle in some of these stud pitchers.
Yeah, that sounds like a winning strategy to me, Coach.
I hope so.
What time do they play, the Padres?
The Padres are 10-10. So they're super late. They're the late night game against Freeland and the Rockies. And then Valdez pitches at 7:50. I'm sorry. He pitches at 4:10. So he's in that middle main slate board. So like I said, it's a weird schedule tonight.
Oh, so the Padres have a doubleheader. That's what it is. Okay.
That's what it is. Yep.
Yeah, gotcha. The doubleheader's not on FanDuel, so that's why I didn't.
Neither side.
The early one might be, but the late one's not for sure.
Yeah, the first one is at 4:10. It's Feltner versus Clevenger. So, like I say, we don't know if you're playing FanDuel, DraftKings, Yahoo, or Prizepicks. So, there are going to be some offered on some on the other. So take the info and use it where you can, I guess, is the best bet.
Yeah, I think Nick Martinez is actually starting now for the early game.
Oh, really? They changed that as well?
They changed it from Clevenger, yeah.
Because I'm looking at that on, let's see, I'll refresh. It still says, it still says Clevenger on RotoWire. So keep an eye. Keep an eye.
Yeah, we'll see what happens there.
Fade pitcher.
Right. Fade pitcher. All right, so hate to do it, but Eric Lauer is going up against Washington.
What?
He faced them on May 20th. He pitched 7 shutout innings with 5 strikeouts for 46 fantasy points on FanDuel. But I just don't trust any of the Brewers pitchers right now. They're in a major 7-game slump, and I just need to see more before I can go to any of them. Even Corbin Burns struggled bad in his last start. So
yeah,
Lauer hasn't earned a quality start in his last 3 starts on the road. So he's been a lot better at home. So that's another reason. And I don't know that he's necessarily going to get blown up, but for 10-4 on FanDuel and 9,800 on DraftKings, I'd much rather go to Wheeler or Gossman in this situation.
I don't blame you. I mean, he is 5-1 with a 2.38 ERA, and it is against the Nationals. So
yeah.
I mean, I get it though. I'm not going to pay that money for him. If he was cheaper, I'd consider him, but that's just way too expensive. But I can't believe that. I would have never guessed that was your fade today, though. That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm really low on my Brewers right now, so they got to pick it back up.
They'll turn it around. I'm going to fade a guy on the 7:15 game, Jordan Montgomery. I mean, I've been on him some this year, but the Cubs have been scrappy lately.
Yeah,
they're getting some hits from all different spots in that lineup. I'm not thinking Montgomery's going to get blown up. I just think, he's just not the guy I want to go to today because it's such a rich, group of pitching. I mean, he's been decent. His last 3 starts, he's going to get ownership. 32, 40, and 31. I mean, that's 3 quality starts in a row. 6 1/3, 7 and 6 innings. Only gave up 2, 1 and 2. So there's a case you can easily make for him to be your SP 1 or 2 in a heartbeat. But my concern is that he just doesn't strike a ton of people out. You look up and down his last 12 starts, and the most he's ever struck out is 5. Mm-hmm. So it's not that I don't think he's terrific and I like him. It's just we know on slates like this, you have to get a good performance and a bunch of strikeouts.
Yeah.
So that's my concern. I don't think he's, fade him everywhere. He's going to get blown up, but I need in this type of great atmosphere with these pitchers, we need 8, 9, 10 strikeouts minimum.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you're talking about the Cubs being scrappy, going 13 innings with the Yankees and the Bronx. That doesn't get more scrappy than that. That was impressive.
No. Yeah, they're playing hard. They're 1 game under 11 games under 500. So they still have a ways to go, but they're a lot of young guys are starting to, feel their Oates a bit here, Morel and some of these guys. So
yeah,
we'll see. But, I certainly think Montgomery's a good pitcher, just not a strikeout pitcher. All right. What do you have, sir, for your
BVP.
BVP?
All right, so I do have one Brewer. I've got Andrew Mccutchen. He's 2,700 on FanDuel, 3,100 on DraftKings. He has 11 hits and 44 at bats against Patrick Corbin, 6 singles, 2 doubles, 3 home runs.
Yeah.
He's been hot of late. He went 3 of 4 last night. He had 3 singles, 2 stolen bases, an RBI, and 2 runs scored. So he's been, warming up at the plate. So I like the matchup here for McCutchen. And he's going to be my BVP play. And he's really a value play at 2,700 on FanDuel, 3,100 on DraftKings. So.
Yeah, he's still cheap since he went through that slump. So we had him in our 2 brains lineup yesterday.
I know, and he did well, too. I think he was our leading scorer. So
yeah, he was.
For bats.
I've got a monster BVP guy today. I'm sure you probably didn't take him because you figured I'd take him. But jumping Joey Votto, man. Did you see his numbers against Adam Wainwright?
Yeah, he's got some big numbers.
So he's 19 for 60 with 10 extra base hits. 4 of them are homers, 11 RBIs, and on top of that, he's walked 10 times. So, what a spot for Joey V here, and definitely love the BVP against Wainwright.
Yeah, and he's been hitting the ball well lately, too.
He's been hot, no doubt. So hopefully he keeps it going in a really perfect spot here today.
Definitely.
HR call?
I'm going to go with Jose Ramirez. He's hit 13 of his 16 home runs against right-handed pitchers. He's 357 against Frankie Montas with a home run and 14 at-bats against him. So I just like Jose Ramirez at home against the righty. That's been his sweet spot, so I'm going to go with it today.
Yeah, I think that's a great pick. I looked at him quite a bit, and he's just such a stud. I mean, it's easy to take him in any circumstance, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I'm going to go a little bit off the board here with a guy that I think is due, and it's weird because it doesn't seem like this would be the spot to take him because it's lefty versus lefty. But I'm going with Juan Soto.
I almost went with him.
You did?
Yeah, I almost went with Juan Soto.
I know he's a home run hitter. He's an easy pick, but I don't think a lot of people will take him just because of the lefty thing.
Yeah.
But he's 4 for 12 against Lauer with a homer already. He's walked 3 times. So, feel safe with him because he's pretty smart at the dish. And it's tough because I think he is chasing a little bit more. It was an odd stat. His lifetime batting average with the bases loaded is like 381 or some insanity. This year it's 111. So I think they're pitching around him so much because the rest of the team's so bad that he's starting to lose a little bit of that discipline. So but again, hopefully here he can take one, find one to go deep here on your old Brewers.
Yeah, their team's so bad, and they scored 11 runs on us last night. So
yeah, we'll see how it goes.
We'll see. I almost took Goldschmidt too, so don't be surprised if he hits a home run today.
Yeah, no, he's always a threat. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, he's actually hit more home runs against righties and lefties. His batting average is like through the roof against lefties, but he hasn't hit his home runs against the lefties. It's been more against the righties. So
it's the power. Yeah, a lot of guys have those splits like that for some reason.
Yeah,
a good percentage hitter from one side, good power from the other, and vice versa with the pitchers.
Exactly.
So, very weird. All right, prize picks.
Yep. My first play is going to be Zach Wheeler over 40.5 fantasy score. As I mentioned, he's gone over that number in 6 of his last 7 starts. So I like the over here against the strikeout-heavy Arizona team.
Very nice. I'm going to go with our value dude, Zach Pleezak, over 4.5 strikeouts. I think that, he's been striking out guys, and this is a team that will strike out.
Yep.
So I'm going to go with a very fair number there with Mr. Pleezak on strikeouts.
Okay. And I'm going to go with his fantasy score, which is 27.5. I like the over there. I think that's very doable for him in this matchup.
I agree. My man Juan Soto, 7.5. I think too fair of a number for me to pass up. He seems to always be 8 or 8.5. So 7.5 fantasy score over for Mr. Juan Soto.
Kind of funny. We both took our pitchers and our home run calls.
That's fun.
Jose Ramirez over 7.5 as well. So
very good.
That's a low number for him. He was at 8.5 yesterday. So
excellent. And there's a few guys that I don't see their info up, so I'll be sharing that when they're posted in our Discord I'll have an additional probably 2 prize picks plays as the day goes on. So excellent, my friend. I think we've got a good start to this slate, and mix and match what you're going to play. Get those contests in early, because some of them don't have a whole lot of contest selection in ones that aren't their main slates, especially FanDuel. So you may have to get a little bit, selective of what you want to play. So keep an eye on that as the day goes as well.
Definitely.
Any final words, sir?
No, I mean, we've got a full day of baseball, and going to sit back and enjoy watching that. Hopefully my Brewers will find a way to get a win today and the streak. And, we'll get ready for Game 5 of the finals tomorrow on our podcast.
And I'll be tuning in a ton on RBC Golf, Canadian Open. No, that's what it is.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
And right. I always want to say both, but it is the RBC Canadian Open. But that'll be intense. Going to watch a lot of that next couple of days. Hopefully those guys keep it going. For sure. And U.S. Open is next week.
Yeah, so I know. I saw
that's going to be a lot of fun. So get ready for that. I'll be Golf Central here. So we'll have tons of extra information, posted the podcast early for that one as well. But today's all about baseball, total focus on baseball. I didn't mention earlier, though, the weather looks good today. I don't think we're going to have any problems. We do need to keep just a little look at Washington, because there's a possibility of a shower there, and they're real squirrely with canceling games sometimes. So you just have to give an extra look there. I don't think there's anywhere else that was really enough concern to even sweat. Did you?
No, from what I saw, it looked pretty good. So,
good.
Yeah, hopefully Washington doesn't do their shady cancellations like they usually do. So
hopefully not. So we'll keep an eye on that in Discord. You can check us out there. If you want to check us out on Twitter, you can go to @DFS Coach Talk. Crash is @JP Davis 1982, and I am @Joe Sarvati. On the way out, if you're watching on YouTube, please hit that thumbs up. That's really, really important to us. Hit the subscribe button. And while you're at it, hit that little alarm button there in the upper corner. That'll let you know when any of our podcasts are premiering, and you can jump in there, ask questions, check it out, and go from there. So that is it, my friend. Enjoy your a wonderful Saturday here of sports and rest and family and all the fun stuff. All right. Thank you very much. We'll certainly be back. Tomorrow I'm solo, so I'll be on in the morning with the early slate for basketball, and I'm sure I'll be chirping a lot about golf.
For baseball.
And, what's that?
I said for baseball. You said basketball.
Okay. I meant baseball. But I was one ahead of myself. So I'm solo baseball. Golf I'll be focusing on, and we'll probably put some bonus lineups up for golf. But also then we'll be doing a afternoon podcast with you and I and Deb for Monday's Game 5 in the NBA. So we do have all kinds of activity going on tomorrow. So definitely keep an eye out for both the baseball and basketball podcast that'll post tomorrow.
For sure.
Does that make sense? We're doing it all. And NASCAR and MMA and you name it. We got it. The only thing we don't have is checkers, and that's because Crash can't beat me, and so he said no checkers. All right, everybody, have a great day, and let's cash it in here. Let's do the scoop the money deal here. Make this a big takedown day. Have a great one. We'll certainly be back tomorrow when we look to crush it in MLB DFS and Prize Picks.